35. 31. Not enough, buddy. Let's slide down there. Come on, fellow. Can you make it?
What was your actual time for the trip?
Well, it was 19 hours and a few minutes. I don't know just exactly how many. I estimated that it would be 19 hours and 9 minutes. I think I hit it just about right.
Pretty close. And what did you carry on the trip?
You mean
Sandwiches?
food?
Yes.
Well, I carried tomato juice and water, of course. Cockpit's very warm. And a sandwich. I didn't eat it. And hot chocolate. But I didn't drink that either.
Did your husband ask you to take those things along so you'd be all right?
Well, he thought it would be better if I take along something in case I came down 20 miles from habitation.
Mm-hmm.
I hopped off yesterday from Los Angeles and came through to Newark non-stop. It took me about 19 hours and a few minutes to make the trip. I wish I could have done it faster. Perhaps sometime I'll have opportunity of having a ship which can do so.
These are the first pictures of Mrs. Amelia Earhart Putnam, only woman who has flown the Atlantic alone, on the farm where she landed in Londonderry Island. Farmer Gallagher and his wife, her hosts, and Dan McCallan, farmhand, look on while the ace of women flyers reads a flood of congratulatory messages from everywhere. Then the Irish villagers give her a send-off as she hops to Hanworth, England. Here, U.S. Ambassador Mellon, standing on the right, greets her at the clubhouse. Mr. Mellon's car is waiting, and with the ambassador accompanying her, Mrs. Putnam is off to London to be acclaimed by the English people for her daring flight. Still in her flying togs, Mrs. Putnam goes to the embassy, where, in borrowed clothes, she tells of her thrilling adventure to a Movietone reporter.
How far out were you when you first had the engine trouble?
It wasn't exactly engine trouble. It was the exhaust only, the exhaust manifold. I should say I was 3 hours out of Harbor Grace.
Did you think of turning back at that time?
It wouldn't have done any good to turn back because it would be 6 hours before I reached land, and it would be impossible to come down at Harbor Grace at that time without lights in the darkness.
Did you notice the absence of companions on this trip at all, Mr. Huff?
I should have felt much more responsible had anyone been with me. It was really a relief to be alone.
Were you very excited when you saw the land?
I wasn't exactly excited because I had expected it momentarily for about an hour. I was very glad to see it, however.
Yes, I expect you were. Where did you actually make your landing, Miss Earhart?
I cruised inland until I found a suitable pasture. I landed there after frightening all the cows in the neighborhood and rolled up to the farmer's front door.
Who was the first person you saw?
The owner of the land came out. I think he was surprised to find an airplane in his front yard.
I'll bet he was.
It gives me a very great deal of pleasure to present you with this rarely conferred medal. The whole of America is proud of you and your performance.
I do thank you sincerely. I fear my exploit was not worth so great an honor.
Off on her great ambition, perilous ambition. Goodbye to her husband. And on her first attempt, she took off from Oakland, California. Amelia Earhart's goal was to fly around the world, zigzagging the equator. No man ever did it. She wanted to be the woman to achieve it. So west to Honolulu. There a crash stopped her. Taking off for Howland Island, her overloaded plane was smashed. Across the Pacific was the most dangerous part of the globe-girdling voyage. She returned to Oakland, still determined to circle the world at its greatest circle. With her navigator, Captain Noonan, at the right there, she set out this time to try it the other way around, flying east. She took off from Miami and flew 2/3 of the way around to New Guinea on woman's greatest exploit in aviation. Only the Pacific was left, that most dangerous part. She missed Howland Island and was forced down at sea.
This new Lockheed comes to me as a realization of a dream. Purdue University made it possible. It's a real flying laboratory equipped with the latest of instruments, and I hope to accomplish something really worthwhile in aviation scientifically. Well, yes, I am a member of the faculty of Purdue, but I have a leave of absence while I work on this particular project. Well, if you have to.
I believe you'll find a rather strong northwest wind up there. But if it drifts you too far out, I think you'll have plenty of gasoline to get back.
Well, I'll head right into it anyway. Do the best I can. Here's a paragraph.
Thanks. Was it very cold?
Didn't seem very cold. I didn't get high enough to need oxygen either.
Using you.
No, I'd like to try this again. Of course, this wasn't an altitude test. It was simply getting the ceiling of this particular airplane, and I don't believe that I got the ceiling of it today. I'm going to try again.
What did your altimeter show?
It showed a little more than 18,000, but I think I could get a couple thousand more.
It certainly was good to hear at the end of the 18 hours when you arrived in Oakland. Tell me, how did this flight compare with the Atlantic flight?
Well, they were very different. In the Atlantic flight, I was flying in northern latitudes. This was really a tropical flight. How did they compare from your standpoint?
Well, I think the radio telephone made all the difference in the world. It was wonderful satisfaction to be able to hear you as you winged your way across. But of that, I do hope it doesn't become a habit with you.